She rolled her eyes. "You'll never leave me, you need me too much." I just nodded. 2 weeks later, when she returned to find the lease transferred, my things gone, and my name missing from the joint bank account, she finally understood who really needed who. I, 31 male, have been methodically planning my exit for months. My girlfriend Veronica, 29, genuinely believes I'm helpless without her. She said those exact words to me 3 weeks ago during another one of her condescending lectures about how I'd fall apart without her guidance. We've been together 4 years, living together for 2. What started as her being helpful slowly morphed into complete control. She manages our finances, I'll explain the quotes later, picks my clothes, decides our meals, even filters my friend group. According to her, I'm too scattered, too trusting, too naive to handle adult life. The breaking point came 6 months ago. I'd gotten a promotion at work, senior analyst to team lead, 20% raise. Came home excited to celebrate. Her response? "Oh, sweetie, are you sure you can handle that? You know how you get overwhelmed. Maybe you should tell them you're not ready." When I said I was definitely taking it, she sighed like I was a child insisting on touching a hot stove. That night, she called my boss, she had his number from a company barbecue, to discuss concerns about my stress levels. He told me the next day, confused why my girlfriend was trying to talk him out of promoting me. That's when I started planning. See, Veronica created this whole narrative where I'm the helpless man-child and she's the suffering saint, keeping me functional. She tells everyone, friends, family, random baristas, how much work I am. Eye rolls and knowing looks whenever I speak. "That's why I handle the money," she'd say, patting my hand. "Numbers confuse him. The thing is, I have a master's in data science. Numbers literally pay my bills." But I let her believe her own hype while I quietly got my affairs in order. About the joint bank account, it's not actually joint. She demanded access to my finances early on to help manage things. I gave her my login info but never added her as an authorized user. She thinks she's on the account because she uses my credentials. Legally, it's solely mine. She's never checked the actual paperwork. 3 weeks ago, we were at her sister's house. I mentioned maybe getting my own place when our lease ends, just thinking out loud. She actually laughed. "You, living alone? You can't even remember to buy toilet paper without my lists. You need me too much to ever leave." She rolled her eyes at her sister, who nodded sympathetically. Men, they agreed. I just nodded, didn't argue, let them have their moment. What Veronica didn't know, I'd already been approved for my own apartment, movers were scheduled, new bank accounts were opened, lease transfer paperwork was ready. See, Veronica works in pharmaceutical sales, travels constantly. She had a 2-week conference coming up in Vegas. Perfect timing. She left last Tuesday morning, making sure to leave me detailed instructions for existing without her. Meal prep in labeled containers. Daily schedule printed out. Emergency contact list. Her mom, her sister, her best friend in that order. Reminded me 3 times about the automatic bill payments she'd set up from our account. "Try not to burn the place down," she said, kissing my forehead like I was 5. "I'll do my best," I replied. The second her Uber pulled away, I initiated phase 1. Update 1, holy hell, the entitlement is even worse than I imagined. Started with the bank. Logged in, changed my password, removed her saved devices. Then transferred everything except $1,000 to my new account at a different bank. Left that grand as a cushion so automatic payments wouldn't bounce before I could update them. Not my problem if she didn't notice. Next, the apartment. Our landlord, Lester, is a good dude. I explained the situation, showed him the lease, only my name. Veronica never wanted to be tied down, legally. He'd been wondering why she acted like she owned the place when she wasn't even on the paperwork. Transfer was simple. Gave notice I'd be out by month's end, forfeiting my deposit to break the lease early. Worth every penny. Movers came Thursday, took only what was mine, which turned out to be most things. The TV, mine. Couch, mine. Bed, mine. Gaming setup she always complained about, obviously mine. Kitchen stuff, mostly wedding gifts from my side. Left her personal items neatly organized. Her clothes, toiletries, the meditation cushion she never uses, her vision board. Even left the kitchen table, hers, with a nice note. Took only what's mine, best of luck. Friday was the fun part. See, Veronica had been using my Amazon Prime, Netflix, Spotify, everything, all under my accounts because it's easier to manage everything together, babe. Changed every password, removed her devices, canceled her scheduled orders. Apparently she had a $300 skincare routine on auto ship via my Prime account. Then I updated my emergency contacts at work, removed her, added my brother. HR mentioned they were relieved. Apparently she'd called them multiple times about my stress levels and concerning behavior, aka me being successful. New apartments gorgeous, BW. Downtown loft, exposed brick, 0 condescending girlfriends. Already feels more like home than our place ever did. But here's where it gets wild. Remember how she has my old bank login? Well, she must have tried to check our finances because I started getting notifications about failed login attempts. Then came the texts. I hadn't blocked her yet, wanted to see the meltdown. Babe, something's wrong with the bank app. It's not letting me in. Did you change something? Hello? This isn't funny. Fix it. I responded once, changed my password for security. You never had authorization to access my account anyway. Radio, silence. Then, about an hour later, what do you mean your account? We've been together 4 years. I manage our money. You can't just cut me off. Me, I didn't cut you off from your money. That account only ever had my name on it. You have your own accounts, right? More silence. Then the calls started. Declined them all. She left one voicemail, trying to sound calm, but her voice was shaking. Hey babe, I think we're having a misunderstanding. Call me back so we can sort this out like adults. You know how confused you get about financial stuff. Confused? Lady, I analyze data patterns for a living before moving to management. But, sure, numbers hard. Saturday she must have called her sister because I got texts from Natasha. What did you do? Ronnie's freaking out. She says you stole her money. You can't just abandon her while she's working. Me, I moved my money from my account to another one of my accounts. If Veronica needs funds, she has her own salary. You know she has expenses, her car payment, her credit cards. How could you be so cruel? Why were her expenses coming from my account? No response to that one. The real explosion came Sunday. Veronica tried to buy something in Vegas, and her card got declined. Not my card. Her card. Turns out, she'd been using my account as her personal piggy bank, and letting her actual salary just sit there, accumulating late fees on her own bills. I'm stranded in Vegas because of you. My card got declined at a business dinner. Do you know how humiliating that was? Fix this now, or I swear to God. Me, you have your own money, use it. It's all tied up in bills because I thought we were a team. You said I could use your account. I built my whole budget around our arrangement. You built your budget around my salary. That's not the same as being a team. She called 73 times after that. 73. I counted, because the notification was comedy gold. Also called my mom, my brother, my best friend trying to get them to make me see reason. My mom's response was legendary. Sweetheart, a real partner doesn't need to sneak into your bank account. She played a stupid game and won the stupid prize. Bro just texted me laughing emojis and, finally! Best friend Mike sent me a gif of someone throwing confetti. But Veronica wasn't done. Oh no, this is where the entitlement went nuclear. Update 2. Veronica cut her trip short. Showed up at the apartment Wednesday night, ready to do damage control. Used her key, walked in and found not what she expected. I got a call from Lester, landlord, around 8 p.m. Hey man, your ex is here having what I'd call a moment. Cops might get involved. Thought you should know. Rushed over. I'm only 15 minutes away now. Found 2 patrol cars outside. Veronica was in the lobby, mascara everywhere, yelling at the officers about theft and abandonment and domestic abuse. Cop man, you're not on the lease. I live here. My boyfriend stole everything. Cop 2, the landlord says only a Mr. Me is on the lease, and he gave proper notice to vacate. We've been together 4 years. That's when she saw me walk in. The look on her face went from rage to manipulation so fast I got whiplash. Baby, thank God. Tell them this is a misunderstanding. Tell them I live here. Me to the cops. She's not on the lease. Never has been. I gave proper notice and vacated after she left for a business trip. All her belongings are inside, untouched. Veronica. You can't do this. I manage everything. You'll fall apart without me. Cop 1 looking tired. Sir, do you want to press charges for harassment? Veronica went pale. Me, not at this time. I just want to collect my remaining items from the storage unit and leave. Yeah, I'd left a few boxes in storage downstairs. Nothing important, just old textbooks and winter clothes. But I wanted witnesses for this next part. We all went up to the apartment, me, Veronica, cops, and Lester. Veronica rushed in first, and the wail she let out was, something. Where's the TV? Where's the furniture? What did you do? Me, I took my belongings. Your items are in the bedroom and bathroom. She ran to the bedroom. Another wail. Then the bathroom. Then the kitchen. You took the coffee maker? It was a gift from my sister. The Instant Pot? Birthday present from my mom. The good knives? I bought those. She spun around, desperate. You can't live without me. You don't even know how to cook. Lester piped up. Ma'am, he needs to get his boxes and go. You'll need to decide if you're taking over the lease or vacating. I need an answer by Friday. I'm not signing anything. This is his apartment. He has to come back. Cop 2. That's not how leases work. I got my boxes. As I was leaving, Veronica made one last attempt. Where are you even staying? You'll be back in a week when you realize you can't function alone. I'm good, thanks. You don't even know how to do laundry properly. Lester, under his breath, you dated this woman for 4 years? The cops escorted me to my car, probably to prevent further drama. As I drove away, I saw Veronica in the window, on her phone, probably calling in reinforcements. The text started again an hour later. Not from her. I'd finally blocked her. But from everyone in her orbit. Her mom. How could you leave our Ronnie homeless? Her other sister. You're heartless. She gave you the best years of her life. Her best friend. She literally managed your entire life, and this is how you repay her? Her cousin somehow. Wow. Just wow. Way to show your true colors. The narrative was consistent. Poor Veronica. Abandoned by the helpless man-child she'd sacrificed everything to take care of. Then came the twist I didn't see coming. Veronica's dad reached out, not to berate me, to apologize. Son, I watched my daughter turn into someone I don't recognize, saw how she talked to you at family dinners, told her mother it wasn't right, but nobody listened to me. You did what you had to do. Good luck. Plot twist, even her own dad knew she was toxic. But Veronica wasn't done, not by a long shot. Update 3, y'all. The audacity of this woman knows no bounds. First, she tried financial warfare. Since she couldn't access my accounts anymore, she went after everything else. Tried to cancel my phone plan. I'm on my own account, nice try. Called my credit card companies claiming identity theft. They called me to verify. We had a laugh. Even tried to get me removed from my gym membership that I've had since before we met. When that didn't work, she targeted my job. Sent an email to my CEO, not my boss, the actual CEO, about her concerns regarding my mental stability and fitness for leadership. Attached was a whole manifesto about how she'd been managing my mental health issues. For years and without her supervision, I was a danger to the company. My CEO forwarded it to HR and my boss with one line, "Handle this, please. Seems like a personal matter." HR called me in. The head of HR, Denise, looked exhausted. "Is this your ex?" Unfortunately. She's called 6 times this week, emailed the entire executive team, even showed up at reception Monday demanding to speak with someone about your condition. I don't have a condition. We know. Your performance reviews are stellar, but this is becoming a security issue. They issued a no trespass order and sent her a cease and desist. Also gave me the option to work from home for a bit. I took it. But the real kicker came Thursday. My buddy Jake works at a car dealership. He texts me, "Dude, your ex is here trying to trade in a car that isn't hers?" What? Rushed over. Found Veronica arguing with the finance manager, waving paperwork around. "It's my car. He gave it to me." "Ma'am, the registration and loan are in Mr. Me's name only. We're domestic partners. Not according to any legal documentation." That's when she saw me. The mask slipped for a second, pure rage, before switching to tears. "Baby, tell them you gave me the car." Here's the thing. 2 years ago, her car died. I helped her get a new one. By helped, I mean I co-signed the loan because her credit was trash. But we'd agreed she'd make all payments and transfer it to her name once her credit improved. Guess what never happened? The payments came from my account, because she was managing our finances, remember? The car stayed in my name. And now she was trying to trade in my car for a newer model. Fine. Sir, are you authorizing this transaction? Me, absolutely not. In fact, I'd like to discuss my options for getting my name off this loan. Veronica, you can't do this. Me, you've been driving my car, paid for with my money, for 2 years. I think I've been more than generous. The finance manager suggested we could refinance in her name only if she qualified. Spoiler, she did not. Her credit was somehow worse than 2 years ago despite having a 6-figure salary. She stormed out, but not before spitting. You're nothing without me. Nothing. You'll come crawling back when you realize you can't even match your socks without me. Jake, who'd been watching. Bro, does she think you're an actual toddler? Apparently. But the sickest part? She'd already posted on social media about her new car, complete with pictures at the dealership. Had to do damage control quick. Posted my own update. PSA, I am not purchasing any vehicles. If someone claims I'm buying them a car, please verify with me directly. Thanks. The comments were hilarious. Mutual friends started piecing things together. Someone even commented, is this why V deleted her post about the BMW? Then came the extinction. I mean the desperate burst of activity, different phrase, same energy. Veronica created a whole presentation, an actual PowerPoint, about why I needed her. Sent it to me, my family, my friends, and somehow my LinkedIn connections. Slide titles included, domestic tasks Ronnie handles, financial decisions Ronnie makes, social situations Ronnie navigates for him, why this is a mental health crisis. The last slide was a photo of us from last Christmas with the text, don't let him throw this away because of a manic episode. Manic episode because I moved out and managed my own money? My LinkedIn started blowing up, professional contacts asking if I was okay. My mentor called laughing so hard he could barely breathe. Did your ex really make a PowerPoint about your inability to do laundry? The presentation backfired spectacularly. People who'd been neutral started reaching out. Dude, I had no idea she was this controlling. Why did she have your bank passwords? Is this why you always had to ask her before hanging out? This explains why you stopped coming to poker night. Her own friends started questioning things. One messaged me privately, I'm starting to see why you left. This is unhinged. But the final straw, the moment that ended everything, came yesterday. Final update. Veronica's last play was both pathetic and potentially criminal. I got a call from my bank about suspicious activity. Someone had tried to open a credit card using my SSN. 3 guesses who? Rushed to the bank, the manager pulled up the application, submitted online using my information but with Veronica's phone number and email for contact. The shipping address? Her sister's place. Bank manager, we flagged it because the contact info didn't match your profile. This is identity theft. I know exactly who did this. Would you like to file a police report? Yes, I would. The detective assigned to the case was a no-nonsense woman named Rivera. She took one look at the evidence, the application, the emails, the PowerPoint, the cease and desist from my job, and said, this is escalating. Has she made any threats? I showed her the latest texts from Veronica's friends and family. Most were just calling me names, but one from Veronica's cousin stood out. She knows where you work. Watch your back. Detective Rivera, that's a threat. We're going to pay Miss Veronica a visit. The arrest happened this morning. Veronica was charged with identity theft, harassment, and making criminal threats, thanks to her cousin's text. I wasn't there, but her sister live-streamed part of it on Instagram, classy family, screaming about injustice and setup. The comments on the livestream were not what she expected. Wait, she stole his identity? Girl, your sister needs help. This is what happens when you can't take no for an answer. He left. Move on. This is embarrassing. Veronica's mom called me crying, begging me to drop the charges. She's just heartbroken. She didn't mean it. She tried to open a credit card in my name. She's confused. You always handled the finances together. No, she handled my finances without my permission. There's a difference. Please, this will ruin her career. That's a consequence of her actions, not mine. Her dad texted me again. I'm sorry it came to this. We're getting her help. Please follow through with the charges. It's the only way she'll learn. As of now, Veronica is out on bail. She's been fired from her job. Turns out pharmaceutical companies don't like employees with fraud charges. She's living with her parents. Court date is in 2 months. I have a restraining order. My life? Fantastic. Promoted again. Turns out I perform even better without someone constantly undermining me. Apartments fully set up. Joined a cooking class. Shocking. I can follow recipes without supervision. Even started dating someone new. A fellow data analyst who thinks my spreadsheet skills are attractive, not threatening. The best part? Found out Veronica had been telling everyone I was helpless for so long, she'd started believing her own lies. Her lawyer, yeah, she got one, reached out for a character reference and seemed genuinely shocked when I provided my master's degree transcripts, professional certifications, performance reviews, bank statements showing I'd been the sole earner for 2 years, texts where she admitted to using my accounts without permission. Her lawyer, this doesn't match what my client described. Reality rarely does with her. Last I heard, Veronica's planning to plead guilty for a lighter sentence. Her family's in therapy. Her friends have distanced themselves. And that PowerPoint presentation has become legendary in my friend group. We do dramatic readings at parties now. The moral of the story? When someone tells you that you can't survive without them, they're usually projecting. They can't imagine life without controlling you. But here's the thing. Learned helplessness can be unlearned real quick when you're properly motivated. She was right about one thing though. I didn't need her. Needed her to show me exactly what I don't want in a partner. That lesson? Priceless. To anyone reading this who's been told they're too helpless, too stupid, too naive to make it on their own, that's bull. The person telling you that is scared of what you'll accomplish without their dead weight dragging you down. Take it from someone who supposedly couldn't even buy toilet paper alone. I bought a 48-pack last week, all by myself. Even got the good kind with aloe. Living my best life, one properly matched sock at a time.